Well, for more on the markets, the economy, the Fed, and the looming fiscal cliff and all else in the world, we are joined by Markus Schomer, Chief Economist at Pinebridge Investments. Markus, thanks for joining us again tonight. Well, Markus, the Fed doing what it expected to do, sticking with its stimulus program. But so far, QE3 hasn't really given us the kind of results that we've wanted. We have mortgage rates are climbing higher. The stock market hasn't performed as well despite all that stimulus. So what's going on with the Fed policies? Are they working?
Well, two things. First of all, it's still early. Second of all, we've seen some reaction in markets before the Fed announcement came out in anticipation. Stock markets rallied, interest rates rose, bond yields rose. But now I think we're running into the uncertainty about fiscal policy, which I think is more than offsetting the stimulus that's coming from the Fed, which is one reason why I was rather critical of the timing of the announcement. I would have waited until after we've resolved the fiscal issues here in the US before I announced another monetary stimulus, but the Fed did it anyway in September. And I think the problem is that whatever stimulus coming from monetary policy is not enough to overcome the uncertainty about taxes and spending.
So has the Fed done all it can do, and is it now up to lawmakers?
Well, in theory, the Fed could do a lot more, but in practice, I don't think they will want to do any more right now and wait for the election, wait for Congress to make decisions about tax rates and spending levels and decide after that whether they want to increase the stimulus or not.
But yet you mentioned that the Fed didn't mention anything about the fiscal cliff in its meeting. Tell me what you think are the scenarios that can play. You had a speech this morning in the media briefing. Briefly give me the three scenarios that you have envisioned.
Right. Well, essentially, the way I look at the fiscal crisis in the U.S., it's a bit of a game theoretical experiment. It's not so much the ideology of the two parties in Congress that will decide what the outcome of the fiscal crisis will look like. It is more the incentive set if we have a divided government or a unified government. If we had a unified government with the same party holding the White House and controlling Congress, then that party will have a great incentive to come up with a compromise to make the president look good. If you have divided government, which is the status quo, which is still probably the most likely outcome of the elections, you don't have that incentive, and I think we will not get a compromise, and this situation could end up in a much deeper crisis sometime by the end of March.
Okay, well, that is all we have time for now. Thank you so much, Markus Schomer, Chief Economist at Pinebridge Investments.